In this video, I'll show you how to take down the Fallen Archbishop Andreus boss in Lies of P. The Fallen Archbishop Andreus boss is incredibly tough. I'll get to that in a minute. Just before we do that, there's a couple of little things you can do to make your life a bit easier, considering you're more than likely going to die numerous times. Make your way around the top of the cathedral and then push this brazier off. That will then destroy the decay pool. You can then go down the ladder, pull the chain and open the gate, which leads you back to the Stargazer. So you're only going to have one little passage to go through to get yourself back to the boss area. Now the thing that makes the Fallen Archbishop Andreus boss so tough is that after you've killed it for the first time, it will then respawn and you need to do the entire fight all over again, where it comes at you with new attacks, a lot more range and a hell of a lot more power. Now this is a fight I strongly recommend that you use a summon for. So use a star fragment on the Crack's Calling, that will then bring in a Spectre, which if nothing else will give you a momentary bit of respite during the fight, where the boss will then start attacking the Spectre, allowing you to heal, repair, replenish, whatever it is you need to do, or just get in there and do a few more attacks. Now the first phase of the boss you need to get incredibly proficient as. I'm not going to use the old Souls adage of get good, but unfortunately it is something that you're going to have to do, as depending on how well you do the first phase will then determine the difficulty of the second part of the fight. If you've used up all of your pulse cells, all of your Fable Catalysts, and you've got no consumables left whatsoever, the second half, you might as well just let it kill you, because you're going to have the devil's own job of getting it done. If, however, you've managed to get through the first phase, you've still got a good few consumables left, you're then going to stand a pretty good chance of bringing him down again. So attack-wise, this guy will come at you with pretty much everything in the playbook for a boss like this. He'll swipe at you, he'll slash at you, he's got a very long tongue that does a good amount of damage at range. You don't want to be involved with any of that. He's also going to stand up and then basically slam his arse down on you. That's an attack you don't want to be anywhere near, as it deals AoE damage and it can very easily squash you straight back to the Stargazer. But like I say, the more proficient you are in the first phase, that will then give you a much better opportunity to be able to survive the second phase. If you do get your arse handed to you in the first phase, the second phase is just going to be damn near impossible. So we'll just let this cutscene play out. I've already given you a bit about the first phase. We're going to watch a bit of that through, and then I'm going to jump back in a minute and we'll go over the second phase. Then the second part of the fight, once you've brought down the bug, you're then going to be dealing with the Archbishop himself, who's basically on a long tentacle, flying around the arena, slamming a staff down on you. Again, it's incredibly good range. He's got a lot of power. You need to try and save your Fable Art until you're guaranteed that you're going to hit it. When he's flying around in the second phase, don't lock on. Just run up to the main body of the boss and attack it manually. If you lock on, 90% of your attacks are just going to miss. So avoid that wherever you can. And then hopefully with a summon in place, bearing in mind you can use fire attacks as well to deal increased damage on this thing, you should be able to bring him down. If not, get yourself back to an earlier area, get yourself a few more levels, focusing on technique or vigor or vitality or anything that you feel like you're lacking a little bit of. Get yourself back to the first area, farm some more Fable Catalysts. Hopefully, eventually, you're going to be able to bring this guy down. Now, there is one particularly nasty attack that I was waiting until now to tell you about the Fallen Archbishop does. In the second phase, he's basically going to absorb all of the energy around him and then fire it at you like a railgun. If you're anywhere close when it hits, then you will probably get half health or one-shotted. So ensure, as soon as he starts gathering all the energy around him, just get yourself healed up as quick as you can. If you do take that hit and you're anywhere under half health, then you're going to be back at the Stargazer. It doesn't really matter how much vitality you have at that point. It's an incredibly powerful attack and one that's very difficult to avoid. Now, reward-wise, for defeating the Fallen Archbishop Andreus boss, you're going to receive the Twisted Angel's Ergo, which you can exchange with Alidoro for a special weapon, as well as 8,778 Ergo. So that's a look at how to take down the Fallen Archbishop Andreus boss in Lies of P. If you're a fan of these quick, straight-to-the-point guides, subscribe for more, and I'll see you on the next one.
And now, the stage is set.
I want to go back to the old Krat. The old me. Before the greed overtook